Hello, everyone. Welcome in. Welcome. Welcome to the new moon in Aquarius ritual with a solar eclipse. We are so happy that you're here this evening with us. Thank you so much for being here. My name is Morgan, and I would like to have everyone introduce themselves, starting with Sari.
Hello, Sari.
And Dawn.
Hi, it's Dawn. Hello.
Wendy.
I'm Wendy.
Ruby. Michelle.
Hi, it's Michelle.
And Ron.
Hello, everyone.
All right, everyone. Thank you so much for being here. We're so excited. And we are going to get started with the clearing. So I am going to pass this to Wendy for the clearing.
Thank you, Morgan. Okay, so please get into a comfortable position. Go ahead and close your eyes. And we're going to start with some deep breaths. Now, when you're breathing in, I want you to imagine that you're kind of opening a window into your mind. And when you exhale, think about like having a broom in hand and sweeping out any kind of dust, cobwebs, but also what no longer is serving you. This is how we're going to kind of create some space and be letting go of what is not serving us to create space for what needs to come in through that open window. Okay, so take a deep breath in through your nose and hold and exhale through your mouth. Again, in through your nose and out through your mouth. We ask the archangels and our spirit guides to lend us their protection, healing, clarity, and divine influence to help us on our path of spiritual growth. With gratitude, grace, and compassion, we accept their help and share it with others to uplift our communities and strengthen the gifts of the collective. As our bodies breathe deeply and our minds are free to expand, let's envision our energy softly glowing from within us. Feel the rhythm of your heart, your breath. Feel the gentle sway of the energy around you. Feel free to sway your own body gently side to side in an easy dance with the energy that holds you. You may feel the warmth of your energy or even hear the hum of it as your vibration rises within you. You are that energy. Your energy is fueled by love, connection, truth, intuition, trust, joy, and faith. Embrace your authenticity unapologetically and enthusiastically. You carry joy, laughter, and whimsy within you. Share them with those around you. Your gifts and talents grow exponentially with every connection you make. Abundance is drawn to you because it knows that it will be shared with others in need. As you walk your path, each step lights the way for others. You are protected. You are loved. You are grounded. Take another deep breath in. Hold and out. When you're ready, wiggle those fingers and toes, stretch your back, and open your eyes.
Hello, everyone. Welcome in. So I'm going to talk a little bit about astrology here for a moment. I do want to bring up to the stage, bring that one down and add the other. Hold on. Oops. There. Okay. This is a lighthouse, and I had put it on the initial screen when we were announcing that we were doing this. And this, it has a bit of the unexpected. This is actually a lighthouse in Minnesota. Yes, Minnesota has lighthouses because of Lake Superior. And this I particularly love because it's just this magical way of this lighthouse looking and spreading light way beyond the horizon. So it's, to me, a very beautiful symbol, especially of how I feel about, lighthouse tapestry, that that light that shines through for everyone, that's, cutting across all these clouds and cutting across great distances that people can see. So it really meant something to me when I came across this particular photo, and it is of a lighthouse. It's up in Duluth, Minnesota. And it's just a very poetic kind of energy for me. So I'm going to be showing you, and let me see if I can do this here. Let me do this. Oh, not, sorry. Wave. All right. I wanted to show you, I went back and looked up the energy of the last time that there were 7 planets in a sign. And that happened in February of 1962. There were 7 planets in Aquarius. And we will be having 7 planets in Aries in April. So I wanted to bring up that this is the kind of energy that we can be expecting now. Now, don't forget, today was the eclipse energy at 28 degrees in a square to Uranus. So unexpected energies. And at this time, we had Mars, Saturn, Sun, Moon, Mercury, Venus, Jupiter. The eclipse that we're going to be not the eclipse, the planets that are going to be in Aries will be Mars, Saturn, Neptune, Venus, Mercury, Sun, Moon, and I hope I'm not missing one. Everything but basically Venus, Jupiter, and Uranus will be in that house. So I didn't even include the Cheroklo or Iris that are goddesses here. That's just the straight 7 planets. So this is the energy that we're going to be having for the next 8 weeks. And it's very much the energy of the fire horse energy. And that is where, let me come back up here. The fire horse energy is not been around since 1966. That's the last time that it had occurred. So I wanted to basically give you an idea of what we're going to be facing coming up. So this is our solar eclipse that we just had today. All right. So we have very strong energies of Uranus through all of this. We have very strong planets. Mars and Pluto are in Aquarius, which is ruled by Uranus. And Uranus is in a square to this eclipse energy. So it's very unexpected. Mars being in Aquarius is the ruler of this Saturn-Neptune conjunction that's going to be happening. So it's all this unexpected, transformative energy. And I think that we need to be prepared for unexpected things to be coming up. Even for the next 8 weeks, it's going to be like things that we weren't even glimmering that we had as far as the attention, because I think it's going to be something unexpected that's going to be coming up as a subject. And I think it'll be a surprise to everyone. And I think that we will have, our feelings about things. We're going to have generally this energy of the moon is going to be moving into Pisces, and it's going to be moving over Venus and the North Node and Mercury. So I do think that there's going to be news that comes out, and we're going to have very mixed emotions about it. Things are not going to be clear as far as the energies going forward. We're not going to know what's really going on. And just like we haven't for the past little while. So I wanted to let everyone be aware of those energies coming forward, because I think it's really important to recognize the energy that we're experiencing now is the same kind of energy we had back in the 1960s. And there are going to be very strong opinions expressed. And what I would really advise is, again, that observer mentality, because we are not going to have the whole story, and we won't have the whole story for a while. We will have this beautiful energy that is coming in late July, like around the 19th, 20th, where we have some beautiful energies that are all that are going to be kind of the light that we see at the end of the tunnel. So rest assured that these energies that we're going to be experiencing is going to be a bit of a rough ride. It's going to be a roller coaster ride that we're going to be experiencing. And I wanted to be honest about that, because I think it's important that you be prepared to have unexpected things happening. And if you know that this energy is very much related to the energies that we had back in the 60s, you can kind of get a gauge as to what's going to be going on. And I think that one of the things that we're going to be doing tonight is a burn. So if you do not have the supplies handy, it would be, to write on paper. And so you need a pen and paper. We're going to be burning. And we also have water to help put the flames out when we do this. A candle. I also have my Hecate key that I'm going to be including in the ceremony, and a little bit of sound, but we'll be doing that later. So just to be aware of all of this energy that's happening in the astrology right now. So let me bring everybody back here. Okay. So let me put myself here. I got it. There we go. All right. So that was the big thing that I wanted to try and bring in, because everybody's like, I don't know what to expect. And this brand new thing is coming in and I don't know what it's going to be about. Well, nobody really does. But the energy right now is very similar to back then. And the 7-planet pile up, as they call it, the unofficial term pile up, is going to be in Aries. And that is a very action oriented, not always thinking first, but action oriented sign. So the smarter thing is to wait, see what plays out. Don't have instantaneous reactions to things. Other people will probably have, different kinds of moodiness. We do have Mars and Uranus, so it's unexpected, outbursts would not be surprising to me. Be aware of that and don't engage, is what I would say. I think that's very important. It's not going to serve anyone. And I think there's going to be so much happening in addition. It's just I feel like there's just this whole rollout where it's going to be, oh, this is a surprise. And then this is, and I think that's going to be the case for everyone, that it's going to be a surprise on multiple different levels from multiple different areas, because we're talking Uranus. And even when you think you may know what it is, Uranus always manages to surprise. So it's like, oh, Uranus is in Taurus. Okay, that's very symbolic of earthquakes or problems with money, but it comes in a way that you don't expect it. So that's what earthquake where you weren't expecting it. So, what does that create? Well, sometimes it creates tsunamis and sometimes it's nothing, right? We had that big earthquake off the coast of Russia not too long ago, and there were no deaths because it was in a remote area. So I want you to be aware that, just because the earth is going through some changes, and she is definitely going through some changes, and this is very demonstrative of that energy, that we just need to be in a very present moment and deal with things as they come along, and being open to that, because eclipse energy is the energy of us being put on our path. And we have 2 eclipses. So this is the first eclipse. It's a solar eclipse. And in 2 weeks, we will have a lunar eclipse, which is at 12:55 of Virgo. It's a full moon in Virgo. And that's where the South Node currently is. And the South Node is staying at 8 degrees of Virgo. So if you have anything in that area of the chart, a lot of us have Pluto there. So we're releasing a lot of those things related to control in our lives. So I wanted people just to kind of be aware that there's a lot of control issues that are going to be going out there that are going to be addressed. And we just need to be aware it's like that 1960s energy. So if you have that in your mind and you go, okay, I know that there were a lot of different things going on at that time. Human rights and women's rights and all of that energy. I think all of that is coming back up. All of those things are coming back up. And just be aware of that. And again, be in the observer mode, because it's too soon to react to things. And you don't want to be like that Mars energy in Uranus, where Mars in Aquarius, where it's just like, all of a sudden there's a flashpoint. That Mars Uranus energy is very much like, unexpected outbursts, things like that. And be aware that other people are, that don't understand the energy may have, like flare-ups or something. Just don't engage. Don't engage in that energy. So with that, I will go ahead and turn it over. So who do we have going first? Is it? Oh, we're going to head over to Cerise. She's going to draw some cards for us. Sorry, go ahead.
I've already been on the camera twice. I feel like I'm in a Coldplay concert with the Jumbotron on me. Welcome, everyone. We're so glad to have you. And I wanted to comment on Soul Chef Antonia says, she believes it's going to be about love. I love that thing. All right. So the question we have for this new moon and for the energy of the eclipse is, how do we navigate the unexpected? And we've all pulled a card. And so I wanted to start us off with a card from the Angels and Auras Oracle deck. And I got the card, Don't Compromise. And this is around standing your ground, staying in your authenticity and your integrity. And I got a message as I pulled the card. And Dawn, you said this very elegantly, that we're in energies where people that don't understand or have the context of what's going on are probably going to be acting out or saying things that are snarky or just not helpful. And someone told me a phrase some time ago that has always stuck with me. You can only be disrespected if you allow it. So the actions of others is totally about them. It is not about how you have to receive it or honor it. So if someone does something that's not in your values and it's lower vibrational and it's snarky or it's just not helpful, there is no need to respond whatsoever. You can smile, you can use silence, you can walk away, but there's nothing that says you have to be disrespected. So stand your ground, stay in your values of who you are as a soul, and just realize that as people are kind of spiraling around us, sometimes they need to see a really good example of someone holding the light and the energy of love. And sometimes that's all it takes. But I tell you, when you are triggered and when people make snarky, really disrespectful comments, remember, you can only be disrespected if you allow it. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to Michelle with the next message.
Perfect. Thank you, Sari. Great reminder for everybody. So when I went in and asked the question of how to navigate the unexpected, I pulled a card from the Moon deck, which is one of my favorite decks. And I tend to use this deck when we do these new moon and full moon ceremonies. And the card that I pulled was all about healthy boundaries. So the card says, healthy boundaries keep me centered and balanced. And as you can see, the woman is balancing the energy. She has the light moon on one side and the darker moon on the other side. So kind of representing that new moon energy. And then when it comes back around into the light. So as you can see, she's keeping things in balance, which is so important. This is also a number 3 card, which is like the Holy Trilogy. So it's kind of a nice reminder of you're being protected during this time. So, and the further message says that setting healthy boundaries is essential for our physical and emotional well-being. We each have a need to care for our unique nature, enforce certain limits, and maintain self-respect, which kind of goes back to what Sari was just discussing about, you know, you don't need to be triggered. You can just have healthy boundaries for yourself and don't respond and don't engage. Tune into your central power source as you create and relate in the world with healthy boundaries. When your boundaries are too weak, you may give away too much, let too much in, or set yourself up for unhealthy dependency. Yet if your boundaries are too rigid or thorny, you can become tense and isolated. Either extreme can be physically and emotionally painful over time. Recognize habits that drain your energy and discover this tender balance for yourself. The positive impact of healthy, clear boundaries will ripple into every aspect of your life. And what a beautiful reminder during these uncertain times that Dawn just laid out, and these unexpected events happening and people perhaps getting triggered around you, that, you know, stay centered, stay grounded, and keep those strong and healthy boundaries for yourself. You can just choose not to engage or simply say, I'm not being involved in that, or I don't want to engage in that conversation. So all good, important tips to navigate through this these times. And with that, I would like to turn it over to Ron.
Thank you, Michelle. That was really good. I pulled a card from the Dream Weaver's Oracle, and very appropriately, I have a picture of a horse on there, and what the title is As the Weaver's Way is True. And the essential meaning of this is trusting and surrendering to an essential partnership with the divine, reclaiming your magic. So the mystic story of the Dream Weavers invites us to imagine the purpose of these wise, benevolent beings working on our behalf, who represent the higher wisdom that governs our lives. So if we don't really trust in them or in any divine force, it means that we believe only in our human will to make things happen, that everything is on our shoulders to carry. If we can't see the hidden realms, they don't exist. Only what we see does. Even the idea of our higher self is reduced to a philosophical ideal. Effort then becomes primary. Hard work, struggle, goals to achieve, and difficult relationships. A lot of people live this way, but you don't. You know deep down that you can only do so much on your own. You need this divine partnership to make your life work. You were born to reclaim your magic, your roots in the mystical ways of the world. Trust becomes essential to surviving and thriving. And again, trusting source with everything that you got going on, just let it go. You'll be good. And with that, I'm going to drop it over to Ruby.
All right. Thank you so much. And I'm going to be pulling from the Voice of the Soul's Oracle. And so remember, the question is how to navigate the unexpected. And so it's so interesting because Ron had the horse. So we're moving into the fire horse energy. And I have a snake on my card. So it's representing the year of the snake that we all just went through, battered and beaten. But my card is called Duality. Okay. And so the first thing that I was feeling off of this was actually balance. And so when Michelle was talking about that, it was really resonating with me with this card as well, because I think that this is a lot about balancing ourselves, keeping ourselves balanced. But I'm going to go ahead and read what it says. So it says, you are no longer who you are or what you want to do. Sometimes you may make a decision in the morning, then focus on another in the evening. Letting your mind take over, you can no longer hear me or hear me faintly. Yet I send you many signs, especially inviting you to inner calm. The time has come to take a break. You need to rest and understand your ideas and thoughts. The duality you feel keeps you from inner calm, preventing you from having faith in yourself. This duality is not a coincidence. It is your relationship with me and your own mind. So meditate, breathe, rest. Taking these moments will be so important to help you hear me and help you trust in the choices you will make. The choices you make in the next 6 months will be important, and only you can make them, so trust in us. The message from your spirit guides is, you may have difficulty understanding your outer situation. There are many unexpected events, and somehow you are always hesitant. You wait for an external sign to make decisions for you because you aren't confident in yourself or don't take the first step. This creates inner and outer duality. Understand that outer duality is a reflection of your inner duality. We are sending you signs through your emotions and feelings, so you may understand that everything comes from you. Don't look outwards, look inwards. You are able to assert yourself. Connect to your sacral chakra to trust in your feelings and emotions. So I feel like there's big things that are coming in, obviously. There's going to be external things that are happening. But our spirit guides are going to be sending us messages, and it's going to be coming out through our emotions and then through our feelings. Okay. And so the important thing that we can do to help navigate this time, I feel like, is to really focus on the inside, focus on what's going on within you. There's going to be a lot of things that we can't control on the outside. So it's about that duality of balance, really. But the other thing that I got through from this was that shedding of the snake. I mean, I'm feeling this energy today where it's like, I don't feel like I'm the same person that I was. And it's happening like right now, as we're shifting from the snake energy to the fire horse energy. It's like, I know I'm shedding layers and layers and layers of who I was. And I'm sure I'm not the only one that's feeling that way. So just kind of like sitting in that moment, trying to stay balanced, focusing on what's going on inside. That's the only thing we can maybe control right now. But trusting ourselves as well. Okay, because our lives are going to be changing a lot in the next 6 months, just like this was saying. So just keeping all of that in mind. So with that, we're going to go ahead and get started on the ritual. So I'm going to turn it on over to Dawn. You're muted.
Darn it. So I was basically, though, what I got distracted because I was so connecting with all of the messages from the cards and exactly what the cards are telling everyone out there. And I do agree that, love is going to be the answer for this, and that there is going to be a lot of change, and that we need to connect with that source energy that's within each of us, because source is here, not here. And so we need to be the person that is, holding that energy into that correct space. And the fact that, the universe is already acknowledging that there's going to be a lot of change. And for a lot of us, it's going to be, this is the quick way that the Uranus, that universe gets us on board, right? This Uranus energy. So this is the universe going, okay, you guys have been slow. We're gonna pick up the speed here, and just hang on, because we're gonna get everybody. There'll be series of energies of people getting more gifts in, things that they weren't expecting, things that they didn't know were going to open up within them are going to be opening up. If it's not now, there's plenty of opportunities that's going to be happening later, and the universe always does its own divine timing, but it is going to have you learn lessons maybe before those gifts open up. Or maybe you've had gifts all along, and I've had this happen, where you've had the gifts all along, you just didn't know how to use them. And that is what all of a sudden will be coming to you. It's like, oh, that came in, and I kind of have done that a little bit all my life. All right, so now I'll just build that muscle and learn how to use my intuition a little bit more. That little voice that was in the back of my head, that's kind of like my little conscience or whatever, was actually really helpful. So I think when you are trusting your own energy, that you're going to be in that very much the moment of now. So what we're really going to do right now is we're going to be doing a burn ceremony, because with eclipse energy, the eclipse is going to decide what you're going to get. Honestly, it's going to be like, oh yeah, this is where you're headed, this is where you're going, and it'll be getting you back on your path, or it'll be a quantum leap forward on your path. So we're going to get started, and I have my lighter and I have my candle. So I'm going to go ahead and light this, and we are going to be calling in the angels. We're going to be calling in Archangel Michael for protection, Archangel Sandalphon for the alchemy of music and art, and Archangel Raphael for healing. I don't want to blow this out. Come on, you can do it. And I do have a little light there. It'll pick up. And also Archangel Uriel, which is very much connected to the unexpected energy and that Aquarius energy that's been going on. So I will go ahead and put that here. I will actually light more than one candle because, you know, I can, and I like candles. So I'm going to light another one here. And this reminds me very much, I always think of the ocean whenever I use this candle. So I have several of these here. So what I want you to do, if you haven't gotten it yet, or if you want to go back and rewatch this portion, this is where we take and we need to write down the things that we're going to be releasing energetically. And what I want to talk to you about is the fact that we need to be doing this in order to make space for the new gifts that are going to be coming in, for the new things that are going to be happening. And I've been kind of looking at different things all day and looking at different astrology all day. And one of the things I have been led to include in this, so I have my own list written out already, is we have to release the should haves, the things that have happened in the past that we could have done differently, you know, whether it's for negative or positive. We have to release that energy because we can't live in that past energy anymore. All of the timelines are converging, and we are going to be going into a brand new area. So we have to be able to release the things that are no longer a vibrational match. So if you felt that there was something that you had done wrong in the past and you have great regret over it, consider it like a Sedna moment where, you know, I don't have a way to fix that problem. I wish I would have done it differently then, but I have to release that because I have to make room for something else completely different to be coming in, something that I don't know what it is yet, but I need to have that space and hold that space. That's like that Cheroklo energy of being that space holder of, I'm going to release some things so that when the universe brings something to me, I have room for it. I can do more with it. The other thing is material attachments. I think that, you know, what we consider successful is not about a number in a bank. Abundance is not a number in a bank. And you have to be aware of that energy as well. What are the material attachments that you have that really don't mean much, that aren't very significant really in the long term of things? It's, okay, how many couches do you need? How many TVs do you need, right? I will say tarot cards, but I have way too many to really I have like well over 100, and then I lost count. So I will say that, you know, those kind of energies too of the material, and then ego attachments. All of us have that ego. All of us are going to feel like, oh, I need to be, you know, I need to be in control. News flash, you're not going to be in control. You are going to be in a reactive mode, and keep that calmness and the energy of like, oh, this is new. I had to deal with Uranus, learned how to deal with Uranus well. It's like, okay, it's coming in, it puts something in front of you. Sometimes it's inconvenient. Sometimes it's a great surprise, and you just deal with what's in front of you at that moment and then keep moving forward. And that is the energy that I want you to take, because this is very Uranus energy that we have. Uranus is in a square. We're going to have Mars is going to be there for a while longer. We have other planets that are there, and then they're all going to be moving on. And then Mars is going to be entering Aries. So we have a lot of energy, and people that don't know how to deal with the energy, they're going to be very in their ego mind. They're going to think they're not going to take enough time to think. They're going to be, Aries is very much about doing something very quickly. And that's where Mercury right now is in Pisces, but will be eventually rethinking everything before it finishes up and enters when all the other planets are already there in Aries. So we do have things coming forward at the end of the month with that Mercury retrograde. So what else can we release? The need to be right. That is one of my, I'm sure my sisters would probably tell you, it's like, you're always right. And I'm like, well, I kind of don't say anything if I think I'm wrong. So, but there are things that I think we are going to recognize, that I truly think that we are going to be put in situations where we realize that we were wrong. And I mean, all of us. I mean, I really feel that we are going to be faced with things that we're going to say, I really didn't think about that. I really didn't see that. I really didn't take that into account. And I think that's true for everyone. I think that we are going to be surprised by things that we hadn't even thought about. And we are going to have to come to terms with that. And again, not be in our ego attachments regarding it, and realize that there's a lot of things that we just didn't know. So if you don't have all the information, how can you make an informed decision or an informed opinion? So we also have things that are going to be breaking down, like Capricorn things. The structure of things is going to be changing in a lot of different ways. So I think that's something that we have to also release, the whole structure idea of how things used to be. I do think we're having an even greater change than what we can, that we've even conceived of. I don't necessarily think it's bad. I think it's just so different that we won't quite know how to deal with it at first. And then it's just like, okay, I can only deal with the part that's right in front of me right now. That's how I think you should look at it. So, and I want everybody to realize this is the time that we're going to be embracing spiritual alchemy, where you take and you use things like music and art to express yourself. And it's like the card that says, out of chaos comes elegant order. And I think that's the whole thing of alchemy. You start off with chaos, and then you alchemize it using art and music and nature. And then you turn it into something elegant order for yourself. And if that can help out other people around you, so be it. So I do think that that love is that answer to all of that. Compassion is going to be your best weapon out in the world. Compassion is going to be your very best weapon for dealing with other people. And you don't have to agree with them. You don't have to even have an opinion on what they're saying. You just need to realize that that's a human being, and at times people need help. And if you have the ability to do that, I think that's something that we should all be aware of. So it's like creating space, opening space up for other people to be in our lives. I do believe that we're all going to start matching each other spiritually, so that, where you are on your path, and everybody that's watching this are a lot further on the path than people who aren't aware of like any astrology or things to ground themselves, or all those little magical things that we do to, just lighten our day. And I loved, I think it was Ron's card that it talked about, reclaiming the magic. And I think you can reclaim the magic in your day-to-day life, and I believe in doing little ritualistic things where you light a candle, you can candle gaze, you can do those things. And I think that is something that's important for all of us to realize, that sometimes when you have something that is upsetting to you, some people bake cookies. Okay, if that's how you handle stress, great. Bake cookies, then take them over to the neighbor, or anything, or paint, or write, or express your feelings on paper. So we need to create space in our lives so that we are able to handle the new things coming in, but we have to get away from the old ego-driven things that we've been doing in the past. Like, I have to have a better car, I have to have this, I have to have that. And really, you don't really need those things. And we will be adjusting as we move forward. And I think we're going to be inconvenienced in very big ways. I think we just need to know that we have our neighbors for a reason. We have our communities for a reason. And we'll be able to handle things very, I think, surprisingly well. It's just not going to be what we expected. So let's take a look. If there's any other things I can think of, quantum leaps and things. I really get the energy of the universe is taking us, especially the people that are, here and watching either by recording or actually here in person, that everyone here is going to have that energy of getting the universe's attention and moving you forward in a way that you didn't expect, in a really, really cool, magical way. And keeping in touch with your source energy, because I think there's messages from your guides that are going to come in. There's messages from your ancestors that are going to come in. And you're going to be surprised on where they're going to lead you on your path moving forward. So I don't know if anybody else has anything that they want to share with that before we actually start to do a little folding and tearing with this energy. So anybody else have anything that they want to say? Or are you good? Everybody good? Thumbs up. Okay, cool. All right, so I like to fold mine in half. And I want you to actually, I'm going to do two things. We're not going to light it up yet, because I really think we need to take a little journey and use our emotions and put them forward into this energy of the paper, because that's super important about releasing any of our old sadness from things that we could have done differently or things that we should have done, releasing all of that energy in. And one of the things that I do have is Hecate is the ruler of the new moon and all new moons, the dark of the moon. So I have the key that symbolizes Hecate, for new things that are going to be opening up for us. So I'm going to place that in my bowl of water, which is right here. So I do have water, I do have my bowl, and I actually, because I associate amethyst with Aquarius, this is my little heart-shaped raw amethyst that is going to be what I'm also going to be utilizing. So I'm going to put this against my heart. I'm going to place my amethyst over it. And I want you to get comfortable. I want you to close your eyes. And I may go ahead and put this back up. Okay. Whew. I want you to close your eyes. Take a deep breath in. Exhale. And I want you to picture yourself on the shore, not too far away from that lighthouse energy. I want you to be able to see it in the distance, that light that is shining out. And we're walking along the beach and seeing that shimmering light that's up ahead. And we come to a cove where our fire is already lit. And we see other people gathering. New people we haven't seen before. We say hello and welcome. And people who are our friends, who we learn with, who we share with, who we trust, who we can be at home with. This is a part of our tribe. This is the energy that we want everyone to share when we are together. This is supportive energy. This is non-judgmental energy. This is a loving energy. And we are going to gather around this fire. And we have our paper against our hearts. What is it that you have decided to release into these flames? What emotions do you need to pour in to this paper in order to release it? A lot of times there is betrayal from past relationships that we don't know how to deal with. And we can use the energy of Sedna. I can't fix this problem, but let me release the sadness. Let me release the sadness that is there. Let me pour that energy in. I'm going to replace it with something far better in the future. And the things that we feel that we need to release from our past, what I should have done, when I should have been there for someone else and I wasn't, or when I could have done things differently, I could have been less hurtful. And that energy of when that comes back to you, feeling lost, alone, and knowing that you have a journey ahead of you. But now we're going to be releasing that energy. We're going to be releasing that loneliness and sadness and grief and feelings of being fearful. We are all together. There is no reason to be fearful here. This is the energy that we're going to send into the paper. Those spaces that we have been hanging on to for so long that need to go, that we need to do something completely different and allow something brand new to come in, to be firmly aligned with our source energy so that we can open up the gifts that were always meant for us. I want you to take a deep breath in, hold it at the top, and slowly release it out. And I want you to picture this piece of paper being sent to the fire that we are all standing around, so that we can release everything together and have an abundance of room left to enjoy each other. So send your paper to that fire. See a corner of it catch. See how it lights up. See how the smoke goes into the sky. And see the lighthouse in the distance. Knowing that we can release everything together and make space. And for the rest of this time that we will be experiencing the energies of this solar eclipse, let us give each other a boost of strength and a boost of peace as we're moving forward. We can feel it seeping into our hearts, warming us up from the inside and spreading through our arms and our legs up into our crown chakra. Peace and warmth and trust. So I want you to slowly come back in. Come back in and slightly wiggle your fingers and wiggle your legs and your toes. and you can open your eyes. And welcome back. And welcome back. So I have a lot of energy that went into that, into my crystal. That helps a lot. Amethyst is an amazing crystal to use. It's healing. It's protective. It's like the jack of all trades for crystals. And crystals are getting increasingly powerful now. All of the energies of crystals are being heightened, and we can utilize them more and more. So with this energy, I do want us to, we can go ahead and do our ripping of our papers. This is like my favorite part, like maybe even more than actual burning. It's just that tearing, that release. This is very Mars energy, that tearing up, tearing things, being done with, separating. I don't need that energy anymore. I'm done with it. I'm going to completely release it. It's gone now. So I'm going to use this one. I like this one. So I'm going to light this energy up. And again, I do have my Hecate, my little flame here. I do have my Hecate key in this bowl of water because I feel like we're coming to a crossroads, and I want to honor that energy of being at the crossroads. And I almost burnt my finger, but I dropped it in time. So it's still firing up here in the water, which I think is really super cool. Ta-da! But ooh, it's smoky too. So I want everybody to really recognize that we are now in a different space, that we're in a more open environment, that we are holding space for the things that are going to be coming in. I really don't set intentions during eclipses because it reflamed back up. So it's like the truth right here. See how it sparked back up? I'm just saying that the energy of eclipses is meant to be a faded energy. I always say anything with the nodes and anything with eclipses is faded energy for you. And you may think that at first it's not great, but actually it's just what you need. It's just what you need to get you out of stuck energy and get you moving on your path, because you wouldn't change unless it was made uncomfortable for you. So there's going to be a lot of discomfort coming for us to make big, big, big changes. So I want to go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and we'll blow out our candles with this energy. And I want to again thank the angels for being with us. And they're going to be watching over us this entire time. We have the energy of Venus out there with the North Node where we're going to be going. And we will get through this just fine. We just have to know that it's not going to be what we were expecting. So with that, you can go ahead and blow out your candle. And we thank you very much. I do want to remind everyone that we will not be on a live tomorrow night, that this is taking the place of that. But it is a good opportunity. If there's other things that you can think of that you want to release, you can rewatch, even if you just want to rewatch the portion where you're actually doing the ritual. It will be very, very beneficial, I think, for the next several days that we take advantage of releasing the things that are no longer serving us and being aware that we're going to have new things coming in. So with that, I am going to say goodnight, and I will have everybody else wave goodbye. We love you very much. We're going to be through this, all of this together. So realize that, you're not alone in any of the things that are going to be happening. I will see you soon, as we all will. And please watch our channel and like and subscribe and share. See you soon. Bye.